So today we're simulating a disaster for the master's program for Academy for International Disaster Preparedness. So it's a master's program over the course of 11 months, both online and in-person program, and this allows both the online and in-person students to come and work on a disaster together with a mix of NGOs and Marines. So it really does allow them to kind of come together and see what it's like. When you work on a disaster scene, you often are mixed into teams, so they're working in clusters in the form of both USAID. They're going around and doing damage assessments, and it really allows them to work in mixed cluster assessments. It's incredibly important. I mean, if you look around, what you're seeing are not just the assets that we use or the resources, but the mixed personnel, right? You have different skill sets. So it's not just about the task at hand, but how you're conducting the assessments, how you're utilizing these skills, how you're putting them to the test. So we're testing them physically, we're testing them mentally. It allows them to see maybe their vulnerabilities, and putting their vulnerabilities, shining that light on them now, allows them to be better. This gives them the confidence now to then go out there and say, well, you know, I have a disaster on my belt now. And I think that sets us apart from other universities, because having a disaster under your belt really allows you to feel confident.
Every day the program is evolving. We're constantly realizing new things, obviously from cybersecurity, AI, new technologies, different type of threats. So emergency management is constantly evolving. So we're looking to make sure that we find the best classes, the best faculty, and really the best students to make sure that the program evolves to meet the needs of 2023 and beyond.
Programs are all over the place. And one of the biggest things you need to understand is that this particular program is close to home. The entities that are involved and the relationships that you're going to build, especially with our municipal fire departments, police departments, you have command centers nearby, and you have experienced professionals that are your instructors, are essential for your professional growth. And you may not get that same experiences online or in a book. So I've realized that when you do things firsthand, it sticks. So when you read it and now you practice it, especially in an exercise such as this for 4 days, is an extreme component.
It's truly about, teamwork and just pushing yourself and seeing what you're truly capable of each and every single day. It's such a great program because now I can tell you that I'll be comfortable sleeping in cots, I can actually assemble one, and I know what I'm getting myself into moving forward.
There really does not exist an exercise like this that is out there, either on the domestic or the international level, at least not at the graduate student level. But it's more than that, because this is simulating an international response, which I've worked with the last few decades. And so we're trying to bring that realism into it, and we're trying to stress them through the heat, the environment, the rain, the weather, and keeping the tempo up that they would find in an actual emergency, so that they understand that there are stressors out there, but they can overcome that by coordinating with other organizations, with other individuals, making sure that they get the information that they need to prioritize the response, to make good decisions, to make good recommendations.
So the skills that students learn in this program is, first of all, knowledge. And then we realized that I just don't want to give someone a thesis to work on it for 9 months, a 150-page document, and get a certificate or degree. I want people to be able to perform. And so the university's been amazing to allow us to create a disaster exercise, a 4-day contiguous 77-hour exercise that we actually evaluate the skills that the students need to do in real disaster. It's working in teams. It's working in austere environments like we're out here today. 100 degrees, pouring rain, drinking water, eating MREs, sleeping 5 hours, working with people you've never met before, the military, FEMA, other students in a disaster setting, working in and around helicopters that they're doing damage assessments, as well as working around marine vessels. All this happens in real disasters. That's what I've done my entire life. I want to make sure they do it in a training setting that's much safer, and they can do it and learn from it, so when they respond and they become the future police chief and the future emergency manager or the future FEMA director, that they're much better prepared than I ever was or anybody else was.
Instead of having people role play those roles, we have the actual people who do that day to day, who are here and helping the students get a sense of the realism of what they would expect.
So this is a confidence booster, because they can say, well, I have worked with a disaster leader. I have worked with the fire chief, I have worked with someone in the Marines. So it's building that camaraderie, it's building that confidence in our students, and I think that's really important as a university to give that back to the students.